superstar.
Well, hi everyone, welcome to the Australian Formula One podcast. I'm Pep, I'm joined as always by Max. We're here for another podcast and we've actually lost a couple recently, so we're sorry about that. That was my camera work, Max.
It was due to technical difficulties, everyone.
We had some technical difficulties, but this is working, so we're sorry if we've lost a few. But mate, is it any surprise that since we lost those podcasts, Kimi has been winning races, and also this whole Ferrari, McLaren, Stepneygate thing's gone out of control, mate?
It has, mate, and sorry everyone that we couldn't report on this earlier, but ever since we've had these problems, everything's exploded, mate. It's a good time to come back, I think.
Mate, it started off a little, with Nigel with that Ferrari thing, and then now it's just exploded into the McLaren Coughlin affair, and it's gone crazy, mate.
Mate, it has. Ferrari are, as we all know, I think, suing Stepney, and McLaren have been given a plea to explain. As I'm sure you know, Mike Coughlin was found with the equivalent of 780 pages worth of Ferrari data for their 2007 car. Sort of not the sort of thing you'd want in your opposition's hands, mate. I think you'd agree.
Man, it's been a while since there's been a juicy scandal in Formula One. I think it's great, It
adds some spice.
Yeah, it does, mate. Yeah,
no doubt about it. As we all know, every team takes photographs or employs photographers to take photographs of the other team's cars up close. If you're not doing it, you're behind the eight ball already. So there's always been that little element of espionage, if I may. But this one, mate, is the big kahuna of espionage. It's been between two of the biggest protagonists, mate, Ferrari and McLaren. And hey, McLaren are doing well this year, so draw your own conclusions, mate.
Well, mate, the latest is that McLaren could be stripped of their points or out of the Constructors' Championship, and there's that question of whether the drivers should be implicated or not. I personally think not. I don't know about you, mate, but leave the drivers alone. Penalise McLaren if you have to. But
how can you be accused of something or guilty of something that you had absolutely no knowledge about? I think it'd be a travesty if both of the McLaren pilots were stripped of their points. In saying that, I don't think they will be. But it'll be interesting to see what happens. I think it's a very sad day for the sport.
Well, it's a massive story anyway. So guys, let us know what you think. What's going on? I mean,
it sells papers. It's good in that way, but for the sport, not good.
All right, mate. Well, we've got Kimi winning 2 races on the trot now. Yes,
we have.
Spices up the championship. Love that,
mate. It sure does.
Yeah.
At a great time, I think, as well. A lot of people had borderline written Kimi off, and he, in true style, mate, he's come back and he's come back hard. It's good to see Ferrari back up there.
Mate, at Silverstone when he came out and just put in those quick laps and was able to get into the lead, it was great. I think even Brundle and the ITV coverage, at least, they were surprised, and it was like, oh, here comes Kimi. It was awesome.
Mate, he put himself in a position that should anything happen, he would be there. I think he drove a sensible race. I thought he drove a good race, and to win your last two Grand Prix on the trot, I think is a great fight back from Ferrari. A lot of people were talking about their wind tunnel exploding and the like, and that's why McLaren got ahead. I don't know about that. I think the McLaren's been strong and they've driven good races, but great to see Ferrari come back.
Oh, that's great. And mate, as usual, there's been other things happening in Formula One which are quite interesting.
Yes, there are, mate. One of the big things I think is that we can wave goodbye to Indy in 08.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on Bernie and Tony George?
They didn't come to an agreement, Max. They couldn't get it together. I wasn't shocked at all. I've got to say that they've had 8 years now, I think, at Indianapolis, and whether another US city steps up to the plate, I don't know. There's already been conversations about perhaps it not going to America next year, which would be a shame. But let's see if someone else steps up and talks to Bernie.
Well, it's almost a tacit admittance of defeat, as far as I'm concerned, from the FIA. Couldn't crack America. Oh well, we gave it a red hot shot, but I'm happy to walk away because there'll be another fledgling, city out there that'll want a Grand Prix that will offer to pay me what I want, the outrageous amount of money that I want. So attendance was never the best in the United States. Do we really need it there? And as he said, as his parting shot, we'll see if we miss America. I think it's sad. There are a lot of tracks in the States that could host a modern Grand Prix. It'll be interesting to see whether or not they think commercially it's worth it.
You need some entrepreneur in New York or something to set up a track somewhere in New York State or somewhere else, somewhere fresh and different.
Let's face it, we need Jerry Seinfeld to stump up his cash. He loves Porsches, he
Donald
loves motor
Trump,
racing.
someone.
Yeah, someone that at least has an interest
guys.
in motorsport would be good. So if you know anyone, guys, spread the word.
No, Max, I agree with you, mate. I think Bernie will let it lie for a couple of years, and if there's no Grand Prix in America for a few years, so what?
Be it. Yeah.
Who cares?
I think Bernie would have said, right, this is the fee, Tony.
But then he knows that in 2 years' time the appetite will be, even bigger, and that someone will pay a lot of money to bring it back, and they'll get a lot of press around that.
Mate, I'd like to think so. I just feel sorry for the American fans. Motorsport's big in the States, as we all know, and I just think it's sad that they're being deprived effectively of a Formula One race, and I think it's sad that they're pulling out of America,
Mate, after all, it is a world championship.
Yeah, exactly. And if the world doesn't include our good old friends in the US of A, then I don't know who it does.
And Mexico.
Oh, don't forget Mexico.
Yeah, Mexico.
Yeah. Shout out. Big shout out
old
to
school.
Mexico.
Old school circuits, old school. Yeah.
Thumbs up.
Superstar.